Good evening, blindies. Welcome to another edition of Blind Garage. On this edition, we're talking about car show stigmas and car owners' attitudes towards people at car shows, patrons at car shows. Now, car owners put a lot of money, time and effort into building these cars, and justifiably they want to take care of them and be careful around them. But you also build these cars for people to enjoy them. Am I not correct? So, we go to our shows, we pay money to get into these shows to admire your car. And, some of us, like me, are blind, can't see the car, we have to touch it. And there's just other people there with disabilities who have autism or something like that who can't help, but that's pretty, I have to touch it. And owners get upset about this. On the recent post I did with my concept of the show and feel car show and about testing the waters on how it would go, I had one particular person, and he's a classic. I love this bloke. I really hope I do meet him at a car show, because the banter between us on the status was gold, and he got a bit upset, and he said a few things that just cracked me up. But anyway, he's one of the people at the car shows that I'm talking about. The car owner that's so uptight and paranoid about you being close to their car that they just can't help but, make a bit of an ass of themselves. The bloke that I'm talking about who commented on this status, I've nicknamed him Colonel Clink. And the reason I've named him Colonel Clink is because of the way he was always ask. Granted, mate, that wasn't the question that I was requiring an answer for. My question was, would you let someone touch your car? Not if someone asked. Just get my point here? So this bloke gets out straight away. The post has nothing to do with asking permission. It's about blind people touching your car. Always ask. Only if asked and I give permission. Don't bring your car to my show, buddy. It's not welcome at my show. My shows are a hands-on event, and I expect people to graciously let blind and other people with disabilities, whether it be in a wheelchair, on a walking frame, with a walking stick, feel comfortable going near your car without fear of you losing it at them if they get that little bit too close. It's something that has irked me since I was a kid. You go to a show, and I went to a racetrack years ago with my dad. There was an old, I'm pretty sure it was a 61, 62 Falcon, old American Falcon, and it was a heap of crap, to be honest with you guys. It was a race car. There was nothing pretty about the paint job about it. The wheels were filthy dirty. There was nothing really about this car that warranted this guy reacting the way he did. Me and my dad are walking through the pits, and I seen it, and he had a really cool McGee injection system on it, with the 8 trumpets at different levels, and that just blew my mind. And I stopped and I looked at it, and I put my hand on his car to lean against it. That's all I did. I was probably about 7, guys. And this bloke bawled me out. From that day forward, I've always had a bit of a anxiety when I'm at a show, when I go near someone's car, about being abused. And then being blind and watching the video in question that launched the concept of this lady being abused for touching her car. Granted, the owner of that car didn't know she was blind at the time, but, bit of decorum, people. Doesn't go bad. And this is where I come back to Colonel Clink. A bit of decorum, buddy. The war's over. Starlock 13 closed years ago. Everybody's gone home and we've made peace. And that's what I'm trying to do with my concept of the show on feel, is to stop the stigma and the animosity between car owners and participants at an event that's currently rife throughout the world. Of, same as motorcycle shows. And they're crazy people. But if you ask them and they're prepared, they don't mind. I've sat on more custom bike Harleys and that than I have in custom cars. But the thing is, there's always that percentage out there, don't touch, look but don't touch. Guys, what do you build them for, really? If you don't want us to touch them, put them in a museum in a glass case or something. Don't bring them out in the public, because people are curious, and some people just can't help but touch. So this may seem like a rant to some of you, but this is something I'm pretty passionate about. That's why I'm starting the Show and Feel car show, because I want people like Colonel Clink to realise that not everyone at the show is a grubby kid with grubby hands that's just eating ice cream, about to put their fingerprints all over your car. There are genuine reasons for people to be able to do this, and the way that you reacted to me in that status, I found appalling, especially when you turned around and said to me, the first I'll know about you being there is when you whisper Colonel in my ear. Guess what? When you whisper it, I'll grab this phone I'm talking to right now, and I'll do a video with you, and I'm going to embarrass you. And I'm going to expect an apology and that rum that I asked for in the status. Because you took it all out of context. I voiced my comeback, and your reaction was to say I'm a try-hard, and I play on my disability, and that I'm the sort of bloke who would root another man's wife. Things like that are not things that you should respond to someone who's trying to do something nice, especially someone like me that can be a bit nasty and aggro when it comes down to what I need to be. And no matter who I become in this world, I'm always going to be true to me, and I defend hard. Anyone who knows me knows I do. And Colonel Clink, the war's over. Starlock 13 closed. We come in peace. So, let's make this a peaceful car community. Let's get all forms of people to unite at a show and have no anxiety or animosity about cars being touched or cars touching people. It works both ways in this modern Me Too society. So Colonel Clink, the war is over. Car shows are something that should be enjoyed by everybody, not running around with your polished cloth worried about someone putting a handprint on your car. That's the blind man's opinion. Keep your tires turning, guys.